Tiny Rogues is currently in early access and is a bullet hell top-down shooter roguelike that also takes a little bit of inspiration from Dark Souls, at least aesthetically. It currently has overwhelmingly positive reviews over on Steam, and the question is it worth to check out? Well, let me show you right about now. Let's hit play. So far I've already dived a little bit into the game. I finished the tutorial and I managed to do my very first run, which apparently was very successful because I managed to get to the final boss, Death. We are out there to defeat and fight Death. And this also seems to have unlocked a 0.1 achievement, as 0.1% of all of the current people who play this game have unlocked it, which was very interesting for me to see on my very first run, because I managed to defeat Death without any blessings that you can get in this also dungeon crawler-esque game. But without trying to sound arrogant, we have a character selection menu where we have different characters. You do start off with the so-called hero, there we go, Wins with this, hey, who has Fortune's favor and certain stat lines. I did unlock the Ranger after this by having spent some souls. You regain souls during your dungeon crawl by going to certain rooms or by defeating bosses. And I had so much success playing essentially a ranged character with the hero that I that, you know what, I want to have my second run with the now Ranger, who, by the way, has the Survivalist feat, which allows us to find an additional random consumable on boss room completion. Also, he starts the Shortbow, Hunter Cap and Ranger Cloak. So, together with the character selection menu, we also have this bonfire. This is what I meant earlier by having said this takes a little bit of inspiration by Dark Souls. You also start with certain blessings and gifts. So these are the blessings I apparently did not have in the last run. Well, I didn't really have any souls to spend. I did activate a few ones. I'm not quite sure, is this one activated? Yes. At least I assume, considering that there is a check mark, but there's no collar, probably because I haven't quite finished this. And you can also choose to start with some gifts. You can usually start with the Amethyst Ring, which grants you an additional life point. I chose to unlock and try out the Key Ring. And there we go, again another Dark Souls-esque reference. You can also start with a broken hero sword. Only somebody with a wish for death would contemplate using this. Which personally reminds me on the pendant, quite useless pendant in Dark Souls 1. But the game also is kind of front-loaded with the fact that after death there's more. Because there's also Mega Death that you need to defeat. And I haven't quite met Mega Death yet, so who knows, maybe the Broken Hero Sword is a way to find and challenge not just death, but Mega Death. Sounds very metal, doesn't it? Well, so without further ado, let's select the Ranger and let's hit play so I can show you the dungeon crawl roguelike aspect of this top-down bullet shooter. Also, by the way, welcome everybody. You're on JustDaZack, where I show you, different indie titles or other interesting games during first impressions, second impressions, or even third impressions, where I think that you guys might enjoy this. So, first off, we just start off and can make a choice between different rooms we want to go next. So one room offers us some gold and the other one some candy. Even though I want to focus on being a ranger, we can see our stat lines right here. I do have 1 strength in the bottom left corner, 3 dexterity and 0 intelligence. I might want to take this because every upgrade to our attributes is also getting us closer to a level up. You can see here I'm currently level 2. At level 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30 I also gain like a talent or additional trait, which really buffs our damage or our capabilities by quite a bit. So leveling up is definitely important in this game. So let's try out the intelligence. You can see I am very lucky. I'm playing also with a controller. I'm lucky to have a ranged character right now, so I can just run around. You can also just dash, which does also give you invincibility frames. Also recharges. We currently have 2 dashes. And we can just go and with a good old twin stick shooter like, we can just shoot them. So we gained an intelligence point, which I can also see there. So different weapons also stack with the different attributes. For example, right now I do have a short bow, which scales its damage by mostly dexterity, where it has a scaling of C, and also a little bit with physical or with strength, as it has a scaling of E. So also there, this is a little bit of reminiscent of Dark Souls, I would say. Let's also check out these ones. A Ranger Cloak. So evade the first damaging hit you take in every room. That sounds very powerful actually, which should also apply to boss rooms. So nice to have this to start out with. We also have the Hunter Cap, 10% increased ranged attack speed. That is also very good for our character. So next time I think I would like to grab a key. You can also see in the top right corner that some time is running. Maybe that is the key to get to challenge Megadeth. So far, I don't want to stress too much with this. It's not like we are in a timer and when it runs out, we die. So just to try to get to floor 10, where death is waiting to us, we will take our sweet time. But for now, let's try to get another attribute by using strength, which should also buff our bow attack by just a bit and gets us closer to a level up. So as you can see in the top left corner, I'm very close to a level up, so I will not take the gold but the intelligence point. So I can just checking, I'm level 4, yeah, so I can get a free trade. There we go, level up. Alright, so usually the traits so far seem to be associated with the different attributes, strength, dexterity and intelligence, and also seem to correspond with this. For example, vitality, right now definitely strength associated gives us straight up 2 hearts. Also versatility, connected to dexterity, gives us 2 stamina, which allows us to dash more often. We could also choose resolute technique, 40% more damage, but your critical hit chance is 0. I feel like on a ranged character who also focuses on dexterity, having like 0 critical hit chance might not be that good, because I hope we can shoot quite often, get more crit to trigger that effect more often. So 40% more damage sounds good, but I think we can do better. better. We might also be able to make better, but for now, let's take the versatility. Let's try to focus a bit more on dashing. Just to tell you about this with the traits, what did I do in my last run that I managed to get to the final boss apparently? Well, I had quite some luck. I focused also more on dexterity, and throughout the dungeon crawling I found like a Doom Death Cannon, level 2 or something. You can also upgrade weapons in this game, which had a very, very high damage output, but also needed to reload, which took some time. But thanks to the different traits by leveling up, I gained the ability to, every time I dash, that my current reloading is being finished. So instead of reloading just very slowly, I could just shoot, dash, shoot, dash, shoot, dash. I also managed to find a top hat, and everyone knows a top hat is just the superior weapon. In this game, the top hat that I found gave me the ability to, every time I dash, basically shoot homing missile pigeons that also explode in enemies. So that was quite fun. I also found the trait that every time I dash up to 3 times, my damage output get increased by 15%, and other very usable traits. So that made me able to gain a build essentially that focused on range attacks, but also focused on a lot of dashing. That was quite fun, I have to admit. So this time I don't really have any gold. Let's try to get some gold. There we go, not an issue. Do I want to have intelligence this time? Maybe not. I really haven't found that much dexterity so far. And I'm a bit afraid if I always take like intelligence. Maybe the game wants to give me more intelligence after that as well. So currently 2 strength, 2 intelligence, 3 dexterity. I'm gonna take more gold, which I think is no surprise. Gold will allow us to buy items at certain enemies. Just to show you guys, you can see this door is open. I could go to the gold, or we could again go to the candy for the intelligence, but it's blocked. The entrance is blocked. Well, as you see with the rooms, it also seems to be somewhat inspired by the original Legend of Zelda games. So just like in that game, we can place a bomb that clears the path and we can go ahead. So I think I was maybe a bit too fast to just say, oh man, it's Dark Souls inspired. It's just too easy. Everything is nowadays, at least according to media. But there's definitely some Legend of Zelda influence as well. So I want to look at my inventory right now. We are going to fight the upcoming boss of floor 1, and we can make a choice on what the boss is going to drop. Either some random boots or a random accessory. I think I'm gonna go with accessory. And we're going to fight the spider. Time to feast! Alright, the spider queen, never mind. I feel very confident. We just have to dodge, but we have to be careful. Because this is just the first phase. Every single boss so far does have at least a second phase. Oh, I'm gonna dodge there. Just going to hiss at us. I'm going to feed you to my children. And luckily, at least I didn't experience that last time when I fought her. She does not spawn any children, which seems to be a somewhat common trope if you fight giant spiders, so it's welcome that she doesn't. Oh man, one hit is everything we need to get in. There we go. And we got her. We defeated our first boss. So she's going to drop some souls. We have 500 souls, as we can see in the bottom left corner. The souls allow us to either buy some upgrades in our dungeon crawl at a certain merchant, or more importantly, I would say it allows us to buy permanent upgrade at the bonfire with the character selection. So the Spider Queen also dropped a power potion, increases damage by 20% for 5 rooms. I'm gonna pick this up and make sure that I use this at the corresponding time. You can also see these item slots are numbered 1 to 8. I think this is associated with your keyboard inputs. You can also play this game very well with a keyboard. I am currently playing it with a controller, and I know I can activate these very same items with my keypads. So also we find the gold amulet. If we collect this, gold increase, and gold that we found will be increased by 5. Okay. We're gonna focus a bit more on money, which hopefully allows us to buy some cool stuff. Floor 2, the boneyard. So we could go to the candy store. Well, it's not a candy store. We could go and find candy, or to a ranger stash. It's a locked chest that contains stuff for ranged attackers. We are ranged attackers, and we have 4 keys. So yes, please. And not a surprise, enemies are getting stronger. I'm gonna be careful. You can also already see why I mentioned earlier that this game also qualifies as a bullet hell. There is gonna be a lot of projectiles later on that will try to get us. So this is a Flamer Ring +1. It is a throwing ranged weapon that deals slash, fire and elemental damage. And also inflicts some burn. There's a range of 105, and there's -5% DMG and -5% APS. Maybe this is associated with my current weapon. For now, let's just have it in our inventory. We can compare it by pressing a button. Yeah, it does deal a little bit less damage, but it does have better scaling with strength and dexterity. Well, and of course, the range is also less, but it inflicts burning. So I suppose this is gonna be better than our starting weapon. And just look at it, looks awesome. Also makes me feel more like Link in Zelda. So that's fine. Do we want to take intelligence? No. We do have this amulet that increases our gold find. So, oh yeah, this boomerang is very good. So let's try to get all the gold, shall we? Also, the boomerang doesn't scale with intelligence, so I think I do not want to go too heavy on intelligence. Ooh, armor contains uncommon weapons. We have luckily still 1 bomb. So let's clear this area and let's see if we can get another cool uncommon weapon. Even though we already have a decent boomerang right now. So we could take the Puss Spitter, which inflicts poison, shoots acid blobs on attack. Interesting. Scales with Dexterity D and Magic E. Can we compare it to our current thing? We can. The damage is still less. Reload time is there as well. So I'm not quite sure about this crossbow right now. We could also... Okay, this is just a normal one. We have to keep in mind our Flammering is +1. And we could choose a poison throwing knife +1. Also inflicts poison. Also scales with dexterity and intelligence. Again, let's have a look. Intelligence is 3, dexterity is 3, so there isn't really that much of a change, but seems to deal less damage. Of course, I don't quite know how good poison is. Oh wait, it tells us there. Inflicts burn, so burn deals 60% of infliction damage per second for 4 seconds, and poison deals 40% of infliction damage per second for 4 seconds. Stacks up to 10 times, 25% more damage per stack. So burn does deal more damage from the get-go, but poison apparently does stack quite a bit. So just with the poison, this could be very good. What about this? The Winged Bow. Attacks 3 times, but does not have any special effect. 1.25 actions per second, I suppose, is what that means. So it seems like this is attacks 3 times. Sounds also pretty good. You know what? Sure. We have the free choice anyway, and I can also re-switch my cards if I... Ooh, this looks awesome. It's called the Winged Bow, and we're what? Actually shooting something that's winged. I like this. Oh, Ranger Stash, yes. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, the damage seems fine. I'm still somewhat unsure if this is better or worse than our current weapon. Oh, nice, some boots. Increased movement speed. Yeah, that can't be too bad. Bombs would be nice, but strength might be nice as well. Both of our weapons that we want to try scale with it. I'm gonna try the Flamer Ring again, because again, I'm that sure of what I want to have. Also, it seems like the Winged Bow is two-handed, so the Flamer Ring would allow us to have like an offhand thing as well. I have to admit, I do like this. Ooh, bombs of strength. Let's go with strength again. I feel like we're somewhat lacking behind on levels. And getting more traits definitely is a good thing. So we could go and get a random consumable or to the shop. We do have 48 gold. That seems okay. Let's go to the shop. Hello, my friend. Let's talk to him. Do not be afraid. I am friendly. Have you seen my dear Julia? Oh, I miss her so much. I'm not quite sure if I met a Julia so far. Got any spare bones for sale? Yeah. Oh man, he reminds me of the one skeleton in Undertale. Okay, let's see, what is our choice? Chocolate, which increases our intelligence by 2, and dexterity -1. So that seems to be definitely a theme in the game, that sweets seem to be associated with intelligence. Candy increases intelligence, chocolate does. How about this cake? Cake also increases intelligence, but also dexterity. We could also get a Purging Stone, which dispels 1 stack of a random curse. We do not have a curse right now. 2 bombs for 6. Yeah, we do have quite a lot of money, so let's get the bombs. And yeah, cake is essentially 2 levels. I'll gladly take this. Thank you. A random dice. I do know from my last run there's like red dice, for example, that re-roll the upcoming rooms. So that might be connected to this. You know what? Let's check it out. I was contemplating first to get the key, but we have 3 keys, which is definitely fine as it is right now. Yeah, I think I do prefer the Flamer Ring right now. So the Ethereal Dice allows re-rolling trait choices when selecting traits after level up. Okay, that could be good. So also random body armor is coming up, if we would choose so, if we want to fight the boss. But we still have the Ranger Cloak, which evades the first damaging hit you take in every room. Yeah, how about we actually go with gold? Let's be a bit greedy. Who dares to enter my lair? Oh, it's a lich! I haven't fought this guy so far. Let's see, okay. It's fine. I'm gonna stay calm, dodge a bit through. Yeah, stay here in the middle. Okay, he's gonna shoot more, dodge through. First phase has been finished. I might have underestimated you a little bit. Good for you. Oh, well, that's so nice. That's such a nice lich. It's fine. I'm gonna chill. Always important in bullet held like games to stay calm, not panic. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Not a problem. Nice. A lot of coin, a lot of souls. We also can get a red die, sure. Our inventory is somewhat full, but yeah, I'll take every item I can get. Let's go to floor number 3. The jungle. Oh yes, finally. So we could gain another soul heart. We do have a soul heart in the upper left corner. I have to admit, I'm not quite sure what the difference between normal hearts and soul hearts are. I do know they can be related to traits. My last run, I actually had a trait that made being tipsy on alcohol be permanent. So every time you get a stack of being tipsy, your damage gets increased by 10%. So, for example, you can get this by random items like sake if you find it, or if you find a tavern or an inn. And you can just go to the barkeeper and buy some beer, and for the next 10 rooms you get this 10% damage buff increase. Thanks to my trait, that damage buff increase wasn't for the next 10 rooms, but it was actually permanent and was related. You can always drink as much beer or be as tipsy as your maximum number of red hearts. So I had 5 last game, so I managed to get this tipsy stack up to 5. aka getting a damage buff of 50%. That was nice. So, but I'm not here to talk about all like this. But I do hope, of course, that you guys do find it interesting to hear what kind of different builds and things are possible in this game. We also, thanks to this dexterity increase, get another level up. So we could go with lethality, 150% critical hit multiplier. I think that's the damage we do with a critical hit and not the chance. Oh, there we go. What I just talked about like a minute ago. The boozer. Stacks of tipsiness are permanent. We could also, though, get the acrobatics. Evade the first damaging hit you take in every room. I wonder if this gets stacked with our ranger robe, which essentially has the very same effect. Ooh, this is interesting. I will try. I like to have damage though, and I've. No, how about we just reroll? Let's see what else is possible. Just to show you guys something more. Annihilation is related to intelligence. 25% more damage with hits that inflict a status effect. Well, we do have the burn status effect right now, so that would actually do quite a bit of more damage. Agility, 10% increased movement speed. Modifiers to movement speed also apply to attack speed. Ooh, some more attack speed. That sounds very good. We also have some boots, I think, that increase our movement speed. Or Rampage, which apparently is connected to dexterity and strength. Gain 5% increased damage when you complete a room. Resets each floor, though. Interesting. I'll take Agility. Being faster and having more attack speed sounds pretty good. Yeah, look at this. I'll take gold next. Let's go. Okay, but we really are not doing all that much damage, which is a bit sad. I'll try not to panic. There we go. Get all the gold. So, random infusion resin grants a random infusion effect resin item. I actually don't know what that is, so let's check that out. Okay, we're just gonna stand here. Stay calm. Throw your flamerang. Okay, it's gonna come up. There we go. Burn. So, what is this? Again, reference to Dark Souls. Resins are there to infuse and buff your weapons. Infuses weapon with cold for 10 rooms. Alright, interesting. Fully refills health. Well, luckily we don't need the health fountain. We are full life. Let's go here. Gain some bombs. That's fine. I could have also maybe rerolled. Maybe that would have been smarter with the red dice in my inventory. But bombs aren't too bad. And there's a pawn shop. Yeah, let's sell some stuff. Hello, good sir. How are you doing? Welcome to Lucian's pawn shop. Got any equipment or weapons you're looking to sell? Drop any items you'd like me to take a look at on the carpet. Yes, please. So let's open our inventory. I'm not going to use my winged bow, so let's just drop it there. So he's going to offer us 5 gold. That's actually not much. I expected more, but hell, I'll take it. Also, our starting weapon. 3 gold. Fair. Power potion increases damage, cold, and the red dice. Pretty sure we can't sell that red dice. Just to try it out, how much... Okay, he's not even interested in buying the resin. Fair enough. You know what? I'm going to reroll my dice. There's now a key and gold. You know what? Let's blow this up and gain some gold. Okay. Again, not too much of a challenge. We can just run around. Use our flamerang. Get the gold. 100 gold sounds nice. And a tavern, yeah. Gonna blow this open. Let's immediately talk to the innkeeper. Welcome. Can I help you to buy a drink? Yes, I would like to buy some beer. Ah, perfect. There's plenty more where that came from. You know what? Yeah, let's buy another beer. Haha, there's plenty more. Nope, I think we're tipsy enough. As we can now see here in my character menu, there's our tipsiness, which has a stack of 2 and will last for 20 more rooms, it says, even though I did not take the boozer feat, did I? Oops. I took the agility feat. Doesn't matter. For the next 20 rooms, we have a 20% damage increase, right? Will last for 20 more rooms. Can't be too bad. Also, of course, it's around Christmas. Let's talk to Santa, who's going to sell a gift box to us for 20 gold. Well, you can't say no to Santa, right? So this character would heal us. We also have a wizard, apparently. Do you want to buy this storm in a bottle? I'll give it to you for 50, maybe? We do have 60. No, this character would heal us. Never mind. How about her? We don't serve food here, just booze. Fair enough. Ah, she's just the waitress. Oh, a dwarf. I probably shouldn't do this. Oh, hey, you. Do you want to buy a bomb for 5 gold? Sure. Hell yeah, brother. Have a blast. Fair. And this guy should sell some weapon, legal gun parts. But I don't want this. I would like to try out this storm in a bottle. It's very expensive, so it must be good, right? And this guy needs some boost, so let's try it out. It's a consumable, summons a storm that damages enemies for a short duration. Probably very strong. We want to keep this if we are actually in need. Let's use our gift box, which gives us some bombs and keys. Hey, that's a nice gift. So next up would be a blood chest, locked chest that requires you to pay up 1 heart to open. I will go with the beef though, to increase our... Oh no! Okay, I think our... cloak actually set in. I think I got hit, but thanks to the ranger cloak we managed to evade the damage. Oh, ranger stash, that's good. We really need some better equipments, I feel. There we go. Open. And oh, it's a legendary Cupid bow. 2-handed. So it does inflict charm. Affected enemies deal 50% less damage for 8 seconds. And apparently does deal 10% more damage, 10% has 10% more APS, and a plus 5% crit, which I think is connected to our current weapon. Well, it's a legendary weapon. I feel like we can't do too wrong with it. It also has 4 APS, which should be attack speed. Yeah, okay, that's very fast. Cool. Yay, we are the Cupid. Random range weapon. Well, we just apparently gained a good range weapon, so let's get a random accessory. Oh, you disrupt nature's peace. I will stop you. Oh no, we should have kept our flamerang. I'm pretty sure this enemy would be... What? Let's try it out. This is good damage. Can I equip my... I want to try this out. How good is fire? I feel like fire against like a mandrake is the way to go. But it might not really matter after all. Oh no, can't really hit him. Who cares about nature's peace? You made me angry. This is now personal. Sorry, didn't mean to make you angry. I want to try out my new bow. It's probably not smart to go in my inventory right now. Well, it's easier to hit with this. It also has a better range, so... Even though the damage seems to be about equal. The range is definitely making up for it in this fight. There we go. We defeated the Mandrake. Gained some souls. We gained a Shrine bottle. Grants a random shrine effect on consumption. Ooh. I wonder if this is permanent. Let's try this out on the next floor. Also a power vault. What? Plus 20 to strength. This would be replacing our gold amulet though, but 20 strength? Ah, unfortunately our Cupid bow doesn't scale with strength though. Might be another reason if we equip this to actually go back, even though this only scales with D, to try out the Flamerang. Let's try this out. Maybe it's more powerful. 20 strength definitely is quite a number. Okay, let's try this out in the next room with this ranger staff. Well, regardless, we are doing fine. Yep, there we go. Dropping it all down. It's a baseball cap, plus 250 bonus range damage. Well, we do have this, which increases our attack speed. Ooh, a 250 bonus range damage also sounds good. Oh man, we have so many good things. I think I want to go back to the Cupid bow and just to show it to you, let's go with the baseball cap. I also like the detail that is actually being added to our character sprite. I'm still unsure which of our weapons are better. Both seem to be equally good. I mean, I like the Cupid bow for flavor, of course. Grants bombs, another ranger stash. Well, so, ladies and gentlemen, we are now on floor 4. You already saw a few bosses. Of course, on floor 10, there's death awaiting us. So, what I did notice though... Oh, cowboy hat. 15% increased range damage. Let's try the cowboy hat. That's cool. Yeah. So what I did notice is that the bosses, at least the ones I fought up to like floor 9, were comparatively easy in comparison to the floor 10 boss, which of course is death itself. So I was very surprised, like me running through all... Ooh, fixed chill. Through all the other bosses. Let's also see what this Shrine and Bottle does. We gained a buff, which is Fortune Shrine, plus 1 luck for 10 rooms. Nice. And I was very surprised on how strong death was. As the other bosses are, of course, also getting more and more challenging. I want to see if I can blow this up. But, ooh, it's a golden dice. Rerolls offered items in armories. Rerolls and restocks offered items in shops. Nice, let's get this. Oh, there we go. This is a blacksmith where we can, first off, if we have any armor from, well, permanent buffs or, of course, armor equipment pieces, we can just repair it here. It essentially works in the upper left corner like health points, but if they get depleted, you can refill them by, of course, gaining health, but to actually being able to repair the armor. And I guess we can upgrade our weapon here. You don't have enough gold. Oh no! We actually don't. 20 gold for an upgrade. And there's also a cursed shrine. I haven't taken any curse yet, so let's have a look at this. But beside this, I absolutely love the background music. It's super funky. I love the entire gameplay loop. It's super fun. I like the detail. I like the variety of characters, the variety of different builds that you can do with essentially just 3 different stats. So this gives us +1 stamina permanently, but it decreases our movement speed by 5%. I'm not sure if I would have taken this in another round. Sorry, 5% movement speed right now should also be -5% attack speed for our character because of our 1 agility trait. So there's definitely a lot of choice to be considered in this game. And what I really enjoy, which I think this game absolutely perfectly nails, especially considering how much actually is happening on the screen all the time and will only get more and more, is actually visual clarity. You always have a good feeling on what happens on the screen by audio, sound, and by enemies, by all the visuals. and all with the different colors, you have always a clear sense on what is happening. You don't really get involved, which in like these types of bullet hell or survivor-like or action roguelike games is something that is very hard, or seems to me that always seems to be a hard thing to nail for games and developers. And this game just does very, very well. So let's gain some random soul gems. Ooh. There we go, it's 2 gargoyles. We defend this place with all our strength. Okay, let's see. I'm a little bit disappointed now that we don't start over the 1 gargoyle and the second one joins us like in the second phase or in the midst of the first one. I'm gonna activate all my items right now. My brother, I shall avenge you. I think we activated the storm in the bottle, yeah. That's the yellow was the storm in the bottle, which absolutely destroyed this boss. Well, it did cost 50 gold. Awesome. So, floor 5. But regardless, thanks so much for hanging around. I think this is a good point to end the video. I really hope here in the desert I could show you guys if this game is something that you might enjoy or not. You can find the download link down in the description. And frankly, I would be very, very happy if you guys would to consider to actually subscribe and like and comment this video. I know you probably heard this often, but it really helps. Would be very appreciated. But yeah. Only, of course, if you think you would enjoy more videos of this. Regardless, if you made it this far, thank you so very, very much. And I really hope I see you in the next video. Stay awesome and bye-bye.